Alright, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be covering another Warframe video on weapon arcanes and which one you should use. So if you like this kind of content, be sure to leave me a like, comment, subscribe, all that fun jazz, and we'll just jump right on into it. So the different weapon arcanes you can get, there's 3 of them. There's Deadhead, which wants you to get headshots, and when you get a headshot kill you get a damage multiplier that lasts for 24 seconds and it stacks up to 3 times. There's dexterity. This will give you, on a melee kill you'll get 10% a damage percent multiplier for 20 seconds that stacks up to 6 times. And Merciless, this will give you, on any kill, a damage multiplier for 4 seconds that stacks up to 12 times. So we're going to be looking at each one of these and when you should use them, basically. So, primary Merciless. The only problem I have with primary Merciless or secondary Merciless is the duration. 4 seconds. So if you go ahead and get this arcane stacked all the way up to 12 stacks, and then go 4 seconds without killing anything, one of your stacks is gone. And every 4 seconds after that, you'll lose another stack and another stack. And that, to me, that kind of makes this the weakest arcane that you can put on a weapon, just because of that duration, and it's a little harder to keep fully stacked. Now, I know all of mine aren't the same rank, but if you look at rank 5, you'll get 30% for 4 seconds. It stacks up to 12 times. This is going to equal 360% damage when it's fully stacked. Same with primary dexterity. It'll be 360% when it's fully ramped up. And primary Deadhead is exactly the same way. So damage potential wise, they are all pretty much equal when they're all fully maxed out. So primary Merciless and secondary Merciless, what would you use this on? I would use these on pure AoE weapons such as the Kuvazar or the Kuva Brahma. Weapons like this, it's going to be better than the other choices, because when you're using these weapons, you're not even really aiming at your enemies so much. You're more aiming at the ground in the middle of a bunch of enemies a lot of times. Or if you are aiming at enemies, you're more going for a center mass shot, just trying to get your damage out to hit as many enemies as possible with one shot. So going for headshots with these weapons is not really all that viable. Also, Kuva Ogress, yeah, throw that one into that mix as well. So let's go back to the dexterity. What would you want to use this with? This is going to be what you want to use if you're using something like the Nataruk. If you're taking a primary weapon just for killing acolytes kind of deal, and then you're going to be using your melee weapon for the most part to clear out the other enemies, and then pulling out your primary weapon to just deal with the acolyte. And at that point, yes, I would take the primary dexterity for that kind of purpose. Primary Deadhead is going to be what I advise to use on most weapons. So even the Latron Prime here, which I have the Incarnate on it. So let's go to no mods, and no arcane, just so we can take a look at this. And I'm going to be looking at the Kuva Nuclear as well. Same thing, no mods, no arcanes, anything. Just to prove a point here. And the point is, you should always be aiming for headshots. So, if I'm shooting this enemy, 27. I just crit for 27, right? That's on a body shot. If I shoot him in the head, 159. So, even if the enemies are moving around and I'm moving around, if I'm hitting 1 in 5 shots into a headshot, that more than makes up for the difference of the missed shots, right? So, you always want to be aiming for the head, regardless of what weapon you're using, unless it's, like I said, a pure AoE weapon. So, Kuva Nuclear, same kind of thing. If I'm just shooting enemies, 5 damage on a crit. If I raise my aim a little bit and shoot for heads, it's 31. So, well, about 6 times as much damage there, just on the headshot. Now, are you always going to be able to get headshots? No. But on the other hand, if 1 in 6 of my shots hits a headshot, then that more than makes up for the missed shots, is what I'm trying to say. So, I definitely recommend the Deadhead and I recommend the primary and secondary Deadhead for most weapons, including beam weapons. And you could make the argument for the Latron Prime that you're going to be transforming it into its incarnate form and then it'll be AoE damage. Yes, but you need headshots to activate the incarnate form on this weapon, and on a lot of the incarnate weapons you need headshots to stack it up. So you're going to be going for headshots anyways, and then check out the difference on the duration. So with Merciless, each stack lasts for 4 seconds. So if I get this all the way stacked up to 12 times, if I go for 4 seconds without killing an enemy, a stack drops off, and every 4 seconds after that. So you can lose the bonus on the Merciless a lot faster and a lot easier than the other two. With Deadhead, each stack lasts for 24 seconds. That gives you, even if you're not getting headshots on every shot, right? I get lucky and just randomly get headshots most of the time. Like, I'm more of a casual player. I'm not an amazing player at this game, and I can still keep primary Deadhead active more than I can primary Merciless, because you just need a lot of density and constant kills to keep your primary Merciless ranked up. So that's just something to keep in mind. So for most weapons other than just pure AoE weapons, I would recommend primary Deadhead, or if you're going to be using your primary just to deal with acolytes, primary dexterity. But 90% of the time, primary Deadhead is what I would recommend. So that's really all I've got for you today. I just wanted to point out the difference between the durations on these arcanes, and this is just my opinion. Take it as such. Feel free to disagree with me, but that's all I've got for you. So be sure to leave me a like, comment, subscribe, all that fun jazz, and I'll see you in the next one.